LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Comment Sports Show live. Okay, guys, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to talk about forgiveness and I'm going to talk about trolling. Okay, trolling is going to be last because I've talked about that before, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the trolling mechanism of a person, what makes them troll. So sit back. Okay, so this first person asked me about forgiveness. Somebody did something to you years ago, and you want to forgive them, but you just can't. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I understand terrible things happen to us as children, I understand things such as, molestations happen. You get beat. I mean, you got people that say derogatory things for you. I mean things to you. You got people that's stolen from you. I mean, that's done everything under God's house unto you. And I'm going to tell you something. Forgiving somebody is really hard. It's the hardest thing, especially if a person molested you. Now, see, when I say forgive, I'm not talking about like you kumbaya with them, you having tea and crumpets with them. No, see, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you release the hatred inside of your own body. That's what I'm talking about. See, you release that hatred for that person inside of your own body. Now, I can understand if it's people that you dislike. Yeah, okay, that's understandable because that's not hatred. If you dislike somebody, but at the end you don't hate them, then you're not holding on to an extreme hatred. But, that's just how it is. You got to release it because I'm going to tell you something. When you hold on to unforgiveness, and just for whatever reasons, when you hold on to it and you sit and you hold on, you will die. And that's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. You're opening up the door right to death's doorstep. And I'm going to give you an example. For years and years, I couldn't stand my own father. I couldn't stand him. Now, I had a father, and I thank God that I had a father. But we never saw eye to eye on a lot of different things. Most of it, half of it, some of my fault, some his fault. But I couldn't stand him for years. And I got my reasons. People have reasons why they don't like somebody, but I couldn't stand him. But when I looked up, I found myself in a hospital. I was looking up at the ceiling, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what happened? What really happened? Because when you feel like you're on death's door and when you really feel like you're about to be out, you start to reevaluate life. You really begin to reevaluate life. You start wondering, is there such thing as heaven? Now, I'm not trying to get y'all to believe in what I believe, because what I believe, I do believe there's a God and I do believe there's a heaven. I believe that, okay? You ain't got to believe that, and you're not finna change what I think about that. But I started contemplating. I said, then I started thinking about all the dumb stuff that I've ever done in my life. And I started thinking about all the people that I hurt. I started thinking about, the people that I wanted to apologize to. And so, I said, God, I just want a chance to make everything, all the wrongs in my life, I just want to make it right. And when I got that opportunity, make a long story short, when I got that opportunity, I began to see things change for me. Like when I let go of some of the hatred, I began to see some of my just health problems. I began to see those just go away almost instantaneously. Okay? When I start really thinking about all the things that I've done to people, and when I start reaching out to people and literally apologizing to people for some of the things that I've just said to them, even people that I wronged 20 years or 15 years ago, I just reached out to those people and I just told them, look, I apologize and I'm sorry for, whatever I did. As many people as I can get a hold of, that's what I try to do. It's people now, it's about 5 people that I'm trying to reach out to, and I still ain't found their numbers or their new locations or where they at. But it's in my heart to do so. And when I started doing that, I immediately began to notice a change in my body, and I started to feel better. And I'm just telling y'all, when you hold on to hatred, y'all, deep-seated hatred, when you hate somebody, like you hate them to the point where you want to wish them dead, you're going to get sick. And the longer you hold on to those kind of feelings, the probability of you dying is 100%. See, forgiveness is one thing that can release you from that. Now, when I say forgive, I'm not saying, let's have a kumbaya and y'all best friends. I'm not saying that either. But you let go of that hatred that you want to see them dead. That kind of hatred. See, you almost got to release those people, because when you don't release those people, when you don't release them, then you start to kill your own self. Like, I even made a video, about 4 years ago, I made a video. And it was about a guy named Travis, and I used to mentor this kid. And, I blamed myself. I blamed myself for 3 years for his death. But he was killed. And somebody killed him, and I blamed myself because, I'm supposed to be his mentor. I wasn't there, and I felt like I wasn't there enough. I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And this is early on. But for 3 years, I was depressed about that for 3 years. And I hated the person that killed him. Every time this kid is up for parole, well, he's not a kid now, I would go and sit there and I would look at him with hatred. But this last time, y'all, I don't know. I just saw a broken man and I had to forgive him. I didn't go up and hug him and shake. I didn't do any of that. But the forgiveness, I had to do it because, you can feel when you hate something or hate somebody, you can feel that poison going into your system. I've gotten to the point now I can feel it. I can actually feel it, and then I have to back up a little bit. But that unforgiveness, that thing will kill you. I don't care what you try to do or how good a shape you in. But if you go to bed at night hating somebody, I promise you, it will affect your health. It's going to do it. And many of you are watching these videos. You got somebody that you can't forgive. And it may be stuff that, you just can't find yourself to do it. And I get it. Like you got, molestations or, somebody kill your child. I understand those kind of things. It's hard for people to let go of the hatred. Now, you ain't got to like them. You ain't got to like them, and whatever they get, they deserve it. But to wish them dead, see, that's the kind of hatred that'll end up taking you out. And you don't know because that's a silent killer. It's a slow killer. It's a slow motion moving killer. And then over time, you start suffering. You start being in all kind of pains, and you don't understand why you're having these things happen to you. But it's because of your hatred and your unforgiveness. You got to let go. Now, really, this unforgiveness is going to tie into the concept of trolling. See, if you upload videos, and this is to the second person, if you upload videos, okay, you're going to have people that troll you. That's just a nature of the business. And I was talking about that yesterday, when it came to Cyborg. You see, here go the thing that all trolls have in common. Just about every person that literally trolls somebody, they've underachieved in some point in their life. And see, I know it ain't gonna be a lot of thumbs up for this video because I'm finna speak some truth. But they have completely underachieved some point in their life. When a person troll you and they use a lot of crazy language, when they really get on you and they start just going after you and you don't understand why you getting attacked, there's a void that's left in their life. You see, there's something that they wish they could have did. There's something about you that really make them wish that they can do what you're doing. Or make it maybe, it's something about you that they wish that they can have the guts to do what you do. Because the average troll is a coward. I mean, he or she, they're a coward. I don't even know if y'all seen that documentary. There's a documentary on YouTube when they talked about the 10 worst trolls. And, most of the trolls, they have the same look to them. It's a look of fear. Most trolls, and I'll say 99% of them, they have fear. They're afraid. And what they're afraid of, see, they're afraid of really standing up for themselves. See, online, what happens when you have a troll online, they have power. You see, online and being able to type and leave an anonymous message, that's power. Because now, see, you got that person who, they would never pick for these teams. Or you got that person who was always looked down upon. Okay, or you got that person who couldn't stand up for themselves. Well, with the internet and, being anonymous, see, that has given them power to speak up for themselves. It has. And see, you can go online and you can be anything you want to be. If you want to be a police, you can be a cop. If you want to be a gangster, you can be a gangster. It doesn't matter. But you can be anything that you choose to be online that you want to be. You can become a fireman. You can become, you can be somebody that can fly with a pair of wings. You can be anybody. And see, trolls know this. One thing trolls understand that you have to understand when you deal with them. And let me tell you, they do frustrate you sometimes. They really do. They do frustrate you. And I had to sit and park for a minute because I really want to get this out and give you my complete thoughts. A troll can frustrate the heck out of you. They can. And you have to know how to deal with them. You have to have on a skin of armor when you deal with them. And there are a couple of ways you can deal with them. You can choose to ignore them. You can choose to go in on them. I mean, or you can just choose to troll a troller. And see, when you start trolling them and you start invading their privacy, see, trolls don't like that too much. They don't like that too much, and they hate being exposed. See, when you expose a troll and you really expose them, then see, you make them uncomfortable. See, these people, they're not used, and believe it or not, you think that a troll would really, flourish when it comes to confrontation. They really don't like confrontation. They hate confrontation. But what they like about giving you confrontation online is that they know that they can get up under your skin. They know. They know that they can try. But see, kryptonite to a troll is when you speak what you mean. And you keep speaking what you mean. And you keep speaking your mind. And you keep being who you are. See, that's kryptonite to them. They can't handle that. And so when they can't handle that, guess what they do? They go off in tangents. They got this weird sporadic behavior. See, all of this stuff, it falls back to some point in their life they failed at multiple things. They failed. How do you deal with them? You can choose to go at them. And sometimes I just don't, because I've gotten to the point now on YouTube or any other social media, I've gotten to the point now, I can tell when the troll is a tortured soul, tormented, literally tormented. I had a person that used to troll me for years, and I did a video about suicide. And after years, this person trolled me and said, "Coach, could you call me?" And I'm not, I'm not making fun or light of that person's situation. But that person had been trolling me for years because that person had been wanting to kill themselves. And they used to hear a lot of my videos. They would hear my videos and they would start just, getting an attitude, getting mad, because they were miserable. And you got to understand, when you deal with these trolls, the majority of these guys, they miserable. They're very, very miserable. And they don't understand what happiness is. And when you try, if you're kind to a guy that's trolling you, they don't understand kindness, because most of their life, they've gotten unkindness. They've gotten people to look down on them. And most of these trolls, they're tortured. They're tortured souls. Their souls are tortured. And right now, they live in hell on earth. I kid you not. They're living hell on earth. And so, you have to have understanding. And see, because their life, they're living so much hell on earth, they can't help it. And the racist trolls are the worst ones, because they got a double whammy. See, racist trolls, they have a hatred of people because of a race. See, racist trolls, they have a hatred because of somebody because of their race. And they got a tortured soul. They're tortured. They're tormented. I guarantee you, if I can have a conversation with any of the people who troll me, I guarantee you, there's something that happened to them in their childhood. There's some point, if I can trace it back to a level of failure. I can trace it back to maybe, the kid getting beat by their parents. I can trace it back to, and if it's a guy, him being molested by maybe his dad or some male figure. I can point it back to something that happened dramatic back in their life. And sometimes you wonder, well, why are they cussing me out? Why are they doing this? Now, some people, they just cuss you out because they cuss. I mean, not everybody who cuss you out is a troll, okay? That's how that is, y'all. But I'm talking about, you get these people that they are just like inflammatory. They're very inflammatory. And they go off the deep handle. And you sit and you think to yourself, why are they getting upset? What the hell? Over an opinion? And they're not upset about your opinion. I done told y'all this. They're not upset about your opinion. They're upset that you are going to speak what you mean. And that you're not going to share in their misery, because trust me, trolls, most of them are miserable. They're miserable. I had a guy tell me the other day, well, I'm successful and I got businesses. I got all these cars, and I'm like, well, you're successful. You got all these cars and you got these businesses. Can you explain why you online typing me a soliloquy? Like, why are you online typing me a soliloquy about, how much you can't stand me? And I'm talking about some of you video uploaders. You know what I'm talking about. Why are you typing a soliloquy then? Shouldn't you be enjoying your riches? Shouldn't you be enjoying some beautiful woman in your arms? I mean, see, you have to understand. They're miserable. And some of you uploaders, you wonder why, why they always, why they watch my videos? Why they watch my videos and don't like the content? They really do like it. See, they like what you're talking about because they don't understand truth. Oh, they like it. And they're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. And they want you to acknowledge them. Because deep down, they really just want somebody to tell their miserable problems to. But they don't know how to be open. They don't open themselves up to anybody. And most trolls, they're very introverted. These are not people that are life of the party. They're not. Most trolls, they're very introverted. They live a secluded lifestyle. They don't talk to a lot of people. They don't even interact with their neighbors. Some trolls, hell, if they got kids, they're not even the best parents. Actually, they're some of the worst parents because they don't have social skills. The average troll don't have the social skills. Why you think they come at you so crazy? Why you think they come at you like they crazy? Because they don't have the social skills to actually have a conversation with you. They don't have it. Folks, that's just how it is. And I know I'll probably get a couple of dudes, coach, hey man, that's at home. And I've had a couple of people who used to troll me. They told me that they contemplated suicide. And see, I don't care who it is, the person can be a troll, a racist troll. But see, here's where that unforgiveness playing with me. I don't want to see nobody take themselves out. Some people say, yeah, well, that's what the person get. Good, they needed that. Well, can people change? Is it possible? I mean, I did. I changed. But I think everybody has it in them to change if they want to. And that, my friends, is just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. What are you waiting on? Subscribe.